Hello, everyone. Welcome to Standing in Your Truth podcast with your host, Yanni. On this podcast, you'll hear Yanni, family, and friends having open-ended discussions on anything from faith, finances, relationships, and how to stay motivated during life's trying times. Make sure to follow on all social media platforms. The social media link is in the bio. Sit back and get ready to enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Standing in Your Truth podcast. I am your host, Yanni. How are you guys doing? It's spring break. Well, technically the end of spring break, actually, that I'm recording this. But hopefully you guys plan some trips with your families. If not, take some time to rest and maybe get organized. Hopefully, or maybe just rest. Heck, it may not even be organized. I get that. And I took a trip to California, which I recorded a whole other episode on because that trip was definitely one for the books. But today we'll be talking about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And I have a special guest with me, so I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Marcella. I am going to school right now to be a marriage and family therapist. So being invited to talk about this topic was really something very special. I was so excited to do this. And yeah, I'm ready to talk all things mental health and make it positive, make it fun, because it's not taboo. It's not something that's hush, hush. Like we all have a brain. We all have our own things going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, I'm excited as well. That's so funny. She said not taboo. That's like one of the main things that people say about mental health. So obviously our topic is, it's my drum roll, mental health. Woo! All right, so we're going to start with our house question. So what motivates you?
I really am motivated by helping others.
Yeah, I felt that. Mm-hmm. I felt that. That's me too.
Yeah, like sometimes I do admit, like I'll help others a little too much, where I like push myself aside, and I'm getting better at it, but I'm still motivated to help others, no matter like what it is.
Yeah, I felt that. The boundaries are definitely important. So, how do you protect your mental health?
Yes. The way I protect my mental health is I notice it kind of going a little wild whenever I'm just like doom scrolling on Facebook and I see all the news and everything that's just going on. I kind of like literally throw my phone on my bed and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna not look at that anymore. And I just take time to just breathe. I pray, I play worship music, I go on a walk, or I exercise, like that's kind of the way I protect my mental health in a sense. And if needed, I talk it out with someone because, or I journal. I do love journaling. So I do recommend journaling.
Yeah, I feel like journaling is one of those things that people don't really realize the benefits of it until they actually kind of get into it. Even myself, I don't do the best at journaling. It's probably been about 2 months since I've written in mine, but I do have one that I pull out from time to time when I feel like I need it, which I now realize I probably should be doing that more. But journaling is a good one. So how do you protect what is your self-care routine? Is it anything different besides what you do for your mental health?
I kind of I do skincare. Oh, okay. I'll do my hair every now and then instead of just throwing it up in a clip. If I'm I want to wear an outfit, I'll wear an outfit, type of thing. And I like the motto, if you look good, you feel good, type of thing. So I've been doing that a lot more, and I notice it's helping a bunch, really being intentional with outfits or makeup or I love doing my nails now, painting.
You do your own nails?
Yeah, painting them or press-ons.
Okay. So, I'm a press-on girl. Thanks to my sister-in-law, Camille, if you're listening, shout out to you. I have the whole, the light.
Yeah.
And think it's the builder gel that makes your nails hard.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I have the whole setup.
Yeah,
okay, it's good to know.
I get my press-ons from like Walmart or
Yeah.
like Marshall's,
Yeah.
TJ Maxx.
So I heard, I haven't tried Marshall TJ Maxx, but I heard they have like the good ones.
Yes, they do.
I'm gonna have to actually make my way. I'm definitely a Walmart, CVS, Walgreens are my recent ones, but
Yeah, they're only like $10.
I know, girl. If you don't like it, just pop them off and keep going.
Exactly.
Because you go to the nail salon sometimes and your nail be crooked.
I know.
And it be the wrong color. And you done sat there for 2 hours.
I know, and then I'm there, I don't speak up, and I'm like,
Right.
I love them.
And they go home and be like, I hate these.
Yes.
Yeah, no. We the same thing.
Yes.
Maybe I'm like, I felt that in so many different ways. I'd be like, now how do I explain this charge on the card that's $200 for something else?
Right.
That part. Okay, so what advice would you give your younger self? Or I could maybe just say someone younger.
Yeah, for someone younger, friends are everything.
Yeah.
Because I know, from learned experience, like I tried to keep all my friends from like junior high. Like if I had a good friend group or like what I thought was good, I'm like, oh, like this is it. These are my friends for life. And naturally, we all drifted away in high school, but I still had somewhat of a friend group. I'm like, okay, I need to hold on to these. Like, they're still here. But, like, into adulthood, we drifted away even more. So I'm like, okay, well, like, friends aren't everything. And I'm even making more friends at church. So, like, high school and, like, past life friends, it's okay if those drift away.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, for younger me, like, it does get better. You know, days are good. Love yourself, because I had really hard time with like insecurities and self struggles. So I would just tell my younger self to love yourself, like where you are right now and who you are in this moment, because God made you that way. Why would you want to be someone different?
Yeah.
So
Power of contentment. That's a good one. Friends are everything. Well, they are. It's like they are, but they aren't. Because if you have the wrong friend group, that's really going to send you down the wrong path.
yeah, I learned I wasn't in the right friend group.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Unfortunately, I felt that. I learned the hard way. Or I forgot the exact prayer, but the prayer they say, like, Lord, if this person is not from me, remove them. And then all of a sudden, like, your whole back porch is swept up and you don't got nobody. You're like, okay, Lord, hold on, wait.
hold on.
I wasn't actually prepared for the whole group to go, and maybe I did or didn't realize that I didn't need those people.
Yes.
So you don't, that's like anything about that.
Yeah.
What is your mindset when you're told no or like a door shuts?
So when you sent me these questions, I had just learned that I didn't pass my test.
Oh.
So I was like, oh man. So like,
wow.
My mindset is like, it's like I'm speaking on my current mindset.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like,
So what you feeling right now?
I'm feeling sad.
Yeah.
And I was angry, but not at God. I was like more angry at myself because I missed it by 7 points. 7 little points. So,
Is that 7 points mean like 7 questions or?
yeah.
Really?
7 questions from like the considered passing score.
Uh-huh.
So I was just more angry at myself. I was like, man, I thought I could do it, you know? And so like my mindset is like, okay, like, yes, I'm upset. Yes, this hurts. Like, man, this hurt because, you know, I had this plan. I had this dream. Once I pass, I get my license, I can go like somewhere like to Lubbock and like move and like grow my career there.
Yeah.
And I was like telling myself like, oh man, my life can change within this week because I'm getting my test results.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just kept telling myself like, you know what, I'm fine either way, if I pass or if I fail. And so when I saw that I failed, I was like, wait, I'm not fine. Hold on.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever there is a door shut, whenever there is a no, I do let myself feel it because if I don't, it's going to come up later and just be like 10 times more.
Yeah.
So, but I still have like the hope that, like, yes, I can do it no matter what the no is, no matter what the shut door is.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I can't do it by myself. I need like my family, a community to help me through this because that's what it's for. You know, like don't do it alone whenever you get told no or whenever there's a shut door. So
that is a great answer. I think that's definitely some vulnerability there for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially when you're in the know and having to figure that out right now. And there's something when you said to sit in it, it's so funny because I feel like sometimes we don't want to sit in it.
Yeah.
We want to get out.
Yes.
And then to get out and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like you said, sometimes it's important just to sit.
It really
and
is.
figure it out. And actually, I think it also helps understand the feelings that you're feeling.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we move so fast that we actually don't know what we feel.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, I was like, okay, I need to distract myself. Because, I mean, like, okay, I have work. I have homework assignments. I have this, I have that. But then I'm like, I can't push it away. You know, like, it's there. It hurts. Like, I need to feel it. Yeah. Because if I don't, it's not going to help anybody.
No.
So.
No, not at all. But I think it also makes you more relatable. Especially once you really start getting your clients. It's like, hey, I've been through there where, my dream for a second was put on pause, and then, I had to reevaluate and figure it out and then go back at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yes. Thank you.
In a rough situation for sure. But hey, wait, how long do you have to wait to take it again?
2 months, I believe.
Okay, so that's 2 months to study.
Right.
2 months to also sit in it and, I don't want to say get over it, but put it behind you. Mm-hmm. And let that not be at the, the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, definitely learn from it and not let it define me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, I couldn't do this. I wasn't one of the ones that passed on the first try.
Yeah.
And a lot of people share that they've taken it like almost 4 times. And I was like, oh man, like that's scary too. But, I want to hopefully be one of the ones that only has to take it twice. Yeah. Not just multiple times. So. Yeah.
But I think also, just as life goes on, like when you get advice, sometimes people's story, you'd be like, I took it 4 times. That, like you said, oh man, like that could really, for the wrong person that's not, I would say like mentally strong, like that can shake you up a little bit. Yeah. Because you gotta think, am I gonna have to take this test, 4 times to be able to pass? That's interesting. Yeah. But be like, thank you for telling your story. But at the same time, I'll be like, I maybe didn't need to know that you took it 4 times. Yeah. All right. So what is one moment in your life that has really shaped you or made a huge impact on your life?
I would say like whenever we were trying to figure out what church we wanted to go to. So I grew up Catholic.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
As long as I've known, I've been Catholic since until I was about 21.
Okay.
So we were practicing Catholics and everything. And then COVID hit and we stopped going to church and everything altogether. Restrictions were lifted and we're like, well, do we want to go back to church, and things like that. Mm-hmm. And my parents were like, well, we don't know if we want to be Catholics anymore. And so I was like, well, okay, like the religion I grew up with is changing, and that was a little scary.
Yeah.
And so whenever we first started going to Hope Alive, it really changed us for the better. Like our relationships with God changed, with each other changed. We became closer as a family, and I was able to lead a Renew class. I was able to like grow this community and meet all these people. I met you. Yeah. And here we are. Yeah. So it really has changed my life for the better, was like changing churches. Yeah. So it's like one moment I'll always remember forever, because like the second we walked through those doors, everything really changed. Yeah.
That is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's that step on faith. And I can just only imagine how as a family that grew you guys closer together, because you're walking in this journey together. Mm-hmm. And is it your dad that plays? He plays something.
The guitar, yeah.
Okay, I was like, I don't know my instruments, but I know I see him on stage with the thing in his finger. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, my dad and my brother are up there.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So, like, were they doing, I don't know enough about Catholic religion, but I don't think Catholics have instruments, do they?
They have like a little band. And in our church, we went to St. Elizabeth. It was like up at the top. Okay. And so they didn't do that part. We just went one like service. And like that was it really on Sundays. Okay. So we didn't really serve in the church at the Catholic church. So this was like our first time serving too. Like everyone in our family serves.
Wow. Wow. That's even... So your dad, I'm assuming that he's been playing his whole life.
Oh, yes.
And you play... What did you tell me? You play something too.
The violin.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is crazy. Okay. So you, your dad, your brothers, your mom play something?
No.
Okay.
She doesn't play anything.
Okay.
So she can clap on beat, but
Hey,
yes.
we'll take that. Because
Yes.
some of her neighbors can't. Lord knows. I'm gonna move on before I get in trouble. Okay, so what inspired you to become? So technically, you're going to be a licensed family and marriage counselor. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
like marriage and family therapy.
Oh,
so like
my bad.
LMFT.
Okay.
Yes.
So what inspired you to... It's funny. So off recording, I was telling her, I said mental health and all these dang on acronyms. I'd be like, what does that actually mean? But anyway, So what inspired you to go for that? Get into that.
So I always knew that I wanted to work with kids because, kids can really get pushed aside when it comes to like divorce or death or tragedies and stuff like that. You know, like they have their way of processing things and they need help because, their brains are fully developed. They're still trying to figure life out. So I always knew I wanted to work with kids and I wanted to actually be like a school counselor, like in a school and help like out as much kids as I possibly could. And then I realized I was like, man, like their parents are much as part of this, if anything. So I was like, is there any way I can do this with families? And so I found marriage and family therapy and I immediately fell in love with it because, I can help families, I can help kids, I can help couples who want to be parents, and like learn how to be a parent and things like that. So it was just really cool that I found it because it wasn't like the starting point. Really, it was like being a school counselor. So now that I found it, it's great.
Yeah. It's always funny to me how we think our life is going to be one way and you keep living and keep trusting God and you realize, oh snaps, this is not how my life is going and I actually like it a little better over here.
Exactly.
Or way better over here. So that's always interesting. And you made so you told me earlier that there's technically not one of you in this area.
Right, yeah. There's not there is like one in Midland, but she was my supervisor and she's like very limited
One
who she sees.
Yeah.
And there's like another intern at Harmony Home that she sees. So but like that's kind of the only really resources of like what I'm studying for here.
Which is very interesting. And I've learned that, we talk a lot about prevention and like you said, getting kids help, but if we're not helping the parents, you're sending a youth, like you said, that their brains are not fully developed, so they're still trying to figure out their feelings, back into an environment that may not be the safest for them, and that's only going to have them relapse for lack of better words. Like they're just going to go backwards at that point. So I do realize how important family prevention is and prevention in general, but definitely family prevention.
Yes.
That's interesting, but it blew my mind that so you have two people. And I mean, for this area, that's probably, I'm thinking the whole Permian Basin. So what is that, like at least 18 counties at the least? And two people?
Yeah.
That's not enough at all. And I'm sure they can go to other therapy or mental health professionals, but they just won't have the exact knowledge and training that you guys have.
Right.
Which is a little bit of I would say probably a deeper dive into the topic. So that's interesting. Okay, so when people hear the words mental health, they often think of something negative. What crazy usually comes up when people say they have mental health issues. Probably common thought. But anyway, how would you describe what mental health really means?
It is hard to put it into words because, when you do what we do or what we study, it is so complex. So there's no black and white sentence to put mental health into. You can't put it in a box.
Yeah.
It's not structured. There's so many aspects to it. And like, depending on what, your situation is, it can mean a lot of different things, you know, like mental health can be you feeling gratitude for finding your keys when you're in a rush. You know, mental health can be you're feeling grief because you didn't get the promotion.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to recognize what you're actually feeling. You know, like a lot of times I thought I was sad or angry when I realized I was actually grieving. You know, so like actually identifying what you're feeling is part of like kind of what mental health really means.
Yeah.
You know, or like a lot of people push away their past, like, oh, like my parents didn't let me cry, or they never hugged me, or like they, like just as like an example, you know, like, but they're like, but I'm fine now. But I'm like, you gotta unpack some of that. So like not really pushing away like what you went through. You have to face it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of goes back to what you said earlier, sitting in it. And I've learned the importance of unpacking your suitcase is what, you know, I refer to it as. Like, I had to unpack my, you know, a lot of my childhoods and those traumas and memories and situations I had to navigate. You have to unpack some of that.
Yeah.
Because whether you realize it or not, life is going to hit you with something different. Every season, the older you get, it's just something new.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it may be the same thing that may look a little different in reality, but that's also getting put into your emotional luggage, your mental health luggage, and you just gotta if you unpack it, your suitcase, your luggage that you're carrying is lighter.
Right, exactly.
And then also sometimes I see like coping skills as like, you know, the wheels that are on your luggage.
Yes,
they help you. They help. Yeah, it makes it easier. Because like I said, life is gonna hit you with something different, and something's gonna be going on, and something you're gonna have to navigate. There's people you're gonna have to navigate. Jesus' people that sometimes be trying all of the patience that the God be giving me.
I don't know how many times I tell him, God, come get your kids.
I'm trying to tell you. Cause I'd be like, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. Then the Holy Spirit be just tapping me on my forehead. I feel like, and saying, "Girl, be quiet."
Yeah.
Be quiet. But it's I don't know. I agree. I don't think mental health is one sentence answer. I don't think, you know, how I see mental health versus how you see mental health versus how someone else sees it is different.
Right.
But I do wish that as a nation, as a community, as a whole, that we would take mental health more serious. That we would, you know, have laws and things in place to where you go and get your physical, you know, yearly or every 2 years, depending upon whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
You get checked by the doctor. You need to go get checked by a therapist, a counselor, someone, and get checked in to make sure you're okay. I think you brought up a good point when you said that, you know, you thought you were angry and you were grieving. A lot of times, you know, life doesn't give you a chance to deal with what life is actually throwing at you.
Right.
Like, you know, you may lose someone on a Monday, and by Friday or Monday the next week, you're back at work.
Exactly.
And you have to act like everything's normal, and it's not. It's something that that keeps coming up is, like, spiritually, I just think about and pray about, is individuals that are women that, and I guess fathers too, but where miscarriage is, you know, has happened in the family. Because a lot of times that topic's not talked about a lot.
Right.
I mean, you know, no one goes around saying I had a miscarriage, for the most part anyway. That's grief.
That is.
But it's not talked about, so it's like, how do you navigate that space?
Right. It is tough because I've known moms that have had a miscarriage, but they already have a baby.
Yeah.
So, like, they're trying to grieve while their kid is like, Mom, check this out.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, Mom, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know, so it is really tough. Like, having to navigate, like miscarriages and, like, still trying to be a mother. And, like, even, like, from the dad's side, like, trying to care for your wife when you don't know how to, when they're going through that. So.
Because I wonder, do you still get, like, the postpartum, like, those emotions on top of grief?
I think so, yeah, because, I mean, your body's changing
Yeah.
with the baby, and when you lose the baby, your body realizes, okay, the baby's not here anymore, so I think it might go through, like, the whole postpartum process, but, I mean, hormones and everything is like so interesting. Like the biology of psychology is just so cool to me. Anyway, so like I get it's like piled on.
Yeah.
For like mothers going through grief and like postpartum and everything.
That's why I don't even know why it keeps coming up, but I tell you that like even me and Pastor Martha have had conversations about how we just feel like that is a I guess for lack of better words, an underserved community. Like don't know what exactly or how we can help, but we've definitely had conversations about it because I think we both feel like it was something needs to be done. We haven't quite figured out what something is though. I've processed the idea of maybe having like a life support group, but then my thing was, how do I lead a life support group where I've never been pregnant, so I don't know what miscarriages, but I just know that I have a heart. And is it empathy, sympathy? I always get them things confused.
Right. I think empathy is you feel what they're feeling. Sympathy is
okay, so maybe it's sympathy then.
Yeah.
I always get them confused. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but I just my heart goes out for them, and if I can just create a space for women and men with similar paths just to come to, like I said, a safe place and have a discussion and pour into them, that'd be something in my going. Yes, but anyway, that's went down a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Hey, that's okay.
Okay, so in your what does mental health wellness actually look like in everyday life? I feel like these are actually some like I sent these to you and I read them, but then like now as I'm like rereading them, I'm like, that's actually a really good question.
Yeah, like what wellness looks like to me might look different to you.
Yeah.
Like wellness for someone can be like, I got up and brushed my teeth.
Yes.
Like that's wellness for somebody.
Yes.
And wellness can also be, I got my first job for the first time in 3 months after being depressed. Wellness is defined differently for everybody. So like if you feel at peace when you haven't felt peace in a long time, I think that kind of relates to mental health wellness.
Yeah.
Like what you feel is well. Like even the small accomplishments, you're doing them. You have the energy to put your laundry away. You have the energy to go to work. Like that is wellness.
Yeah.
Even if society or like whoever doesn't define basic chores as wellness, I think it is.
Yeah. I agree with you. I definitely think it's something that is based on like individuality. Is that a word? Individuality?
I think so.
Oh, if it's not, I definitely should put that in the dictionary.
Right?
It probably is a word. But anyway.
I don't know how to pronounce it though. Individuality?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I'm on here just making stuff up as I go. But I do agree. Because at the end of the day, everyone's mental health is different. Like my diagnosis is different from someone else's diagnosis.
Yeah.
And there's also, you may have the same diagnosis, but you may be, have is it a higher level, I guess is the right way of saying that?
Right, yeah.
Than someone else. So I do agree that it is different. And the small wins are sometimes the biggest wins.
Exactly, yeah.
Because getting out the bed is a win.
That is a win.
So, and some may say, getting out of bed, what do you mean? Nah. For someone that has severe depression and has, been in the bed in the same pajamas for a couple of days, getting up to shower is getting up and showering. Those are two different wins.
Oh, yeah.
Brushing teeth, two different wins. Putting on new clothes, that's a whole nother win.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, eating a meal.
That's...
Hey, right
so
there, that's fine. Because you had to cook the meal too, depending upon. So.
Exactly. You walk outside, that's a win.
Exactly. Exactly. So, little things matter.
Yes.
And they add up to the big whole.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Okay, where are we at? What are some simple habits people can build into their daily routine to strengthen their mental health?
I think a lot of people forget that their environment is a big factor for mental health.
That's a good one.
Like your car, your house, your office space, like whatever you spend the most time in, make sure it is clean. Like shout out to my sister-in-law, Gabby. She told me like she follows the motto, don't put it down, put it away.
Oh.
Because like if I put stuff down, my counters get like clustered and I'm like, freaking out because I have all this stuff going on in my head, and then I see my counters dirty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out even more. So like keeping your environment the way that keeps you, like, makes you feel safe, that it's clean, like your environment the way you like to keep it, you know, like it'll honestly really change you for the better. Because like when my room's clean and I walk into a clean room, I'm like, okay, go me. Or like my car smells good, I'm like, all right, you know, stuff like that. My laundry's done, I'm like, all right, look at me go, you know. Like I feel like our environment has such a huge impact on how we feel day to day. Because like if we go to work and our desk is covered with papers from like projects and like, well, I don't know what an office job does, whatever it is. Like, if it's cluttered, our mind's going to be cluttered. Like, our environment speaks how our mental health is, you know? So, if our outside is cluttered, our inside is cluttered. When we clear it up, we'll feel clear in our head.
That makes sense. I'm thinking about myself because I know, like, our living room, for instance, is you come to the front door. It's kind of like the room that catches all. And usually in the middle of the week, I take time to clear it. Because when I walk in and it's like stuff everywhere, immediately my brain goes into solve it, figure out, and I forget exactly like what I'm supposed to be working on. And a lot of times I'm doing my homework in there, and my brain cannot concentrate in a room that's messy.
Right. Yeah.
So usually I take time to, if not once, for sure twice a week, to reset the house. Like our house is on a dish schedule. Like kitchen needs to be clean. Like it's just one of those things. I function better in clean spaces. Now I say that, but my office at work right now has like every inch of it is taken up by something. But I told my supervisor, she came last week, and I said, my office may look full, but I know what it is and I know where it is, and right now I don't know where else to put it.
Right, exactly.
So like in that situation, I feel like it doesn't overwhelm me because like I know what's in it and I know why it's in there.
Right, exactly.
So it's like
some organized chaos.
Yeah,
you know,
literally. I got jackets. I got scooters from Christmas.
Yeah.
I got all kind of stuff in there, but I probably should clear that out. But anyway, that ain't what we're talking about right now. Okay, so how can therapy or counseling empower someone rather than make them feel like something's wrong with them?
I want to say they have to try it for them to see, because we could talk good about mental health and therapy all day long.
All day. And
sometimes it won't even change someone's mind. So you just have to see for yourself, because letting it out to someone that isn't your friend or your relative or something like that, it really is helpful, because it's a stranger. Like they have to listen to you. You know, they can't go anywhere. So there's nothing wrong with what you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. What you went through was valid. What you're currently going through is valid. So there's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to fit this standard of like, oh, I can't be sad, I'm a man. Or like, oh, like, well, I don't have time because I'm a mom with like 4 kids, you know, like type of thing. Like, if you make the time, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy, you know. Like, a lot of people like to say like, oh, like, I don't need a therapist, my friend's my therapist. But I'm like, you gotta go to someone that's licensed to kind of help you.
I tell you all the time, because nowadays, I don't know about y'all and y'all friends, but in the past, I feel like I have a good set of friends now, but in the past, I've had friends where your friends on a Monday and Friday came and they weren't your friend no more.
Right, exactly.
You done told them people everything, and you're gonna hope and pray that they're not out spreading your business. But I tell people all the time, you get you a therapist, a counselor, or somebody legally, they can't be going to tell your business unless you, committing suicide or committed a serious crime or something like that. But I mean, if you just telling them how you don't like your, you know, whatever or whoever, they can't tell nobody.
They can't tell nobody.
The 4 walls in them are the only ones that know.
Exactly. If you complain about your boss to them, they're not going to call you.
Exactly.
Say, girl, let me tell you what she said about you.
Exactly.
They're not going to do that.
Nope.
So, like, it's so cool to have someone you don't know to keep your secrets, because they're legally obligated to. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting to vent, even if it's something quote unquote small that you might think it's small, you know, or like if your family's like, oh, like, no, we don't need therapists, or like mental health is like blah blah blah, like, no, we're men, we need to be men, or like, no, like, you don't need to cry it out, just like go ahead and do it, like type of thing. Like there's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And I will say in this area, you have some that do in-person sessions and you have some that do virtual sessions.
Yeah.
I started off, my first therapist was during COVID time, so I actually met with her, I think for the first couple of months, I was every other week. And then eventually, when you begin to unpack and she gives you coping skills, you're able to navigate life. So I got to the point where I was seeing her, I think monthly. Then I took a break.
Yeah.
And then I'm back now, but I'm in person sessions, which I realize I like better than over the phone.
Right.
And I'm going every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Because I feel like 2 weeks was too short, but a month was too long. So 3 is the, good middle part.
Perfect.
And then I go to High Sky Therapy. I don't even know what it's called, but it's High Sky for sure. In Midland. They do have a sliding scale. Just Google them, look them up, give them a call. They'll get you in the right direction. I believe Centers has therapy. Texas Tech has a therapy unit.
Yes.
And there's one more. Oh, is it Permia Care?
Yes, Permia Care is a good resource.
Yes. So if you're listening to this and you're in the local area, which is like the Permian Basin, those are some options for mental health. Because I feel like a lot of times people come up, I shouldn't say come up, but the next thing on their thing is, once they find the time, the next thing is, well, I can't afford it.
Right.
Which, because some people do charge that $125, which I've been known to have to pay. And then I realized this is actually killing me.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's find something else here.
Yes.
Then I realized that there was some that offer sliding scale options depending on your income. And I was like, oh, this makes it so much better. So that is an option. And then I also think there's some, they either do sliding scales or they actually may have grants and stuff for their mental health resources to be free. So look into those. And I know for sure Permia Care, obviously High Sky. And actually, I think all the options I just named all take kids as well.
And I think Harmony Home
does youth.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen to this. We just gave you some options. If you're like, hey, I'm listening, where can I find a therapist, a counselor? Look, we just gave you some. Call them.
Yes.
I would say tell them we referred you, but that gives you absolutely nothing.
Yes.
But hey, give us a shout out, send us a shout out or a message and say, hey, you know what? I signed up for therapy. Let us know. Let us know how your process went. I would love to hear it.
We love to motivate you.
Yeah.
Say we're proud of you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big step. And I would be honest and say the first, I would say probably 6 months for me were the roughest. I think it's just getting through what's at the bottom of that suitcase, which sometimes is the darkest and deepest. And then once you get past that, and like I said, you get those coping skills. And now when I go to therapy, I feel like I'm going to talk to my friend.
Right. Exactly.
And I tell her what's going on. And sometimes she'd be like, well, Yanni, and she'll let me know where, I can improve. But now I feel like it's lighter. Like even going home was a different vibe than what it was previously. But I think it's because I've grown and I've healed.
Right.
So things that would, like I said, trigger me before, they didn't trigger me this time.
That's good. And that's growth.
Yeah. So I was like, but I would not have, I think between my relationship with the Lord and therapy, I wouldn't have been there. I definitely would have been in the same spot. And I would have been missing all of beautiful California. So just saying, who knows what you're missing. But next question. What role do supportive relationships, community, and mentorship play in maintaining good mental health?
We kind of touched base on that. It's like, they're kind of like
That's
your
why
friend.
I laughed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't have to be a therapist. It can be like, if you're youth, it can be a coach. It can be a youth pastor. If you're a parent, it can be another mom. Like just having that community that relates to you is so important, because like you're not alone. You're not the only like you person that's young. You're not the only mom that's going through this. You're not the only dad that lost their wife.
Yeah.
Community is so important. like, I kind of call myself like an introvert sometimes, but then I'm like, when I'm in my community, I'm like, this is so great. Like, I love my community, you know, so like, it's good. Even if you're like, oh no, I don't like people, be around people.
Yeah.
That's what God made them for. That's why he put them in your path, you know, like just be around the people God put in your life, because I mean, they're there for a reason.
They are.
So, like,
Right.
even if it's an encouraging hug or like, hey, like, so glad you're here today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, community and mentorship is like so important.
I agree. I think it's also important to make sure your community is not full of yes men and yes women. Meaning you want the people around you that relate to you, but don't just say yes or you're right about every single topic. Because you may need to kick them out your village. I'm so sorry.
You need some people to keep it real with you. Like, if you tell them, like, hey, I want to do this, and they kind of stop you and say, hey, think about it. You need that. You need people to hold you accountable when you have the blinds on.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. This kind of helps you. I feel like that'd be one of the reasons why you're able to go to another level.
Yes.
Because they're going to challenge you.
Oh, yeah.
And relate to you at the same time. So they know your struggles, but they see potential in you and see it in you. So they're going to pull it, hopefully be one of the reasons that, you know, pulls it out. But I kind of, when you were saying that you were an introvert, I thought about myself. People think I like am an extrovert. And for real, I think I'm an introvert.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I really don't like being like, it sounds so weird because like I'm out and about. I really don't. I like being around people, but I think I've been hurt so much by people. Sometimes I think that maybe my trauma response is maybe it's my introvert. But sometimes I'd be like, I really don't want to be around you. I want to be, I don't know, at the house. But then again, at the house be getting boring. So maybe I'm not an introvert. Maybe it's just a trauma response.
There's a word for like in the middle.
Yeah.
Extrovert. I don't know what that word is, but I don't know. No, but I get that, like, after, like, an hour or two.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Right? I'm like, okay, like, this was great, but, like, I need my me time.
Yeah. And then also, I don't know, I've realized that I thoroughly enjoy being around, like, teenagers and like, youth more than I do sometimes adults.
Right, because, I mean, with adults, there's that, like, internal comparison.
Is that what it is?
That's how I see it sometimes, because, like, when I'm around, like, girls are like within my age and they're already engaged and like on their second kid, I'm like, oh man, like, okay, like there's that internal comparison for me at least. But whenever like I'm with my kids at work or like my family kids and stuff like that, like I love connecting with them, you know?
Interesting.
Like, I have a younger cousin and I see myself in her sometimes, so I love connecting with her.
Yeah.
So
I never processed that way. It may be that. I don't know. But sometimes Jesus' kids be bothering me. Anyway, it makes me sound so impatient, Laura. I'm so sorry. I love people.
He puts two introverts in a line of work where we have to talk to
Right.
people.
Literally. And then it's funny because we have the class that I teach on Tuesday nights. We had a young girl, and her answers, when I tell you, and I don't know if you ever experienced this with someone that's like, she's in middle school right now. She was answering these questions with so like, I don't know. I said, you're going to be in like social work or therapy or something.
Right.
Like she was like, and what is it? Emotionally intelligent, I guess is the right way of saying that. And she said, really? And I said, yeah. I said, your answers are not middle school answers. Like either, I don't know if it's because she's been through something is why she can feel and see things in a certain way.
Right.
Or if that's actually like, you know, the calling that God has on that young girl's life.
Right, and you spoke that into her.
No, and the funny thing is you saying that. So we, at the end of it, we did cards, and it was like, what is one thing that you've learned, you know, at being in this? And she put that I belong in the social service world or something like that. Right. She put, and I said, you do. And I definitely probably, well, we text and stuff, but I'll keep up with her. When I tell you, I was like, what did you just say, little girl? Like, I know adults that can't figure that out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can in middle school. That's not normal.
Right.
So.
Either she was brought up really good, or she went through something that made her realize, okay, I can speak on this.
But I think it's something she's went through.
Okay.
And then she made the comment that She can't be a therapist because she hates to see people do ugly cries.
No. Dude, and I'm an ugly crier too, so like I'm scared if someone ugly cries, I'm gonna just start laughing, but like out of awkwardness.
Yeah.
You know? Like I'm not laughing at you crying, like feel your feelings, but like if they're like shaking, I'm just like, okay.
No, she's like, and then literally she was like, I can't do it. And I said, what do you mean? And she was like, if they start ugly crying, I'm out. And I said, well, you can't leave them. She says, that's why I'm not gonna be a therapist. And I was like, we're gonna have to navigate you through that part. But she got the rest of it. But she said she cannot do them if they do an ugly cry.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, are you judging those people? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I guess. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to skip down a couple. What are some common... I feel like we kind of already hit on this, though. Do you have anything else you want to add about common misconceptions about therapy? Which people understood? I feel like we kind of touched on that, though.
A little bit, yeah.
I think for sure is... you can't afford it.
Right, yeah.
I think that comes up more than... That's the main thing that I always hear.
Yeah, therapy isn't for rich people.
Yeah.
You know, like, it can be expensive, yes, but there are, thankfully, resources where you can afford it. You know, like, there's payment plans, or, like, you can do it every so often. It doesn't have to be a daily thing. Yeah. You know, like, and, like, some misconceptions are, like, oh, like, you're defined by your diagnosis. Oh. Which you're not.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. It's like, a lot of times, I feel like diagnoses are like crutches a little bit. They help you realize what's kind of going on, and you can get medication, or you can get accommodations, like, at work, or, like, at school, or something, you know? Like, it helps support you, in a sense. It doesn't define you. It supports you, if anything. Yeah. Because you're like, what is happening? What is going on? Like, oh, I have ADHD. Yeah. And, like, you get the medication to help your brain learn how to focus, and, like, you get more time on tests, or, like, oh, hey, like, I have really bad anxiety, so you get medication to help you, and, you know, things like that. So some common misconception is, like, you are, like, your diagnosis, which you're not. It helps you, if anything. Yeah. So.
And also, I would say medicine is not a bad thing.
Right.
You take Tylenol, you got a headache, or whatever you take. You know, if you're on your cycle, girls, you take ibuprofen or whatever it is. So it's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Like, you go to the hospital when your arm's broken, and they give you medicine there. That's not seen as taboo. But, like, if you get medication because your chest gets tight in public spaces, like, they're like, oh, you're so weird. Yeah. Like, no, like, it's the exact same thing. Yeah. Totally the exact same thing. Or, like, if you need melatonin gummies to sleep. Like, that's not weird.
Girl, I take them. And I probably am not diagnosed, but I know for sure, I feel like I'm definitely ADHD.
Felt that.
I'm a go, like, my brain is always, like, we literally had, before recording, we probably had, like, 4 different topics we talked about.
And then we talked about, like, on nails for a second. And
I'm like, it just happened. So I think for me, melatonin does allow me to, like, slow down and be able to calm my brain. Because sometimes when I lay down, my brain is thinking of what I didn't do, what I should be doing, what's next, what's tomorrow, how do I help our youth, what do I need for my husband, what is my house, like, all those things sometimes go through my brain. So I think with melatonin, it just kind of mutes all that out and allows me to go to sleep. And then the brand that I take doesn't leave me drowsy in the morning. I will give them a shout out, but no thanks. Yeah. Actually, it may help somebody. I take, what did we take, Lord? It's Lemmy. It's Kourtney Kardashian's brand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you talking about. It's like the purple bottle?
Yes. We get them from Amazon, actually. We used to get them from Target, but we're not getting them from Amazon. They're like, I think like $30 a bottle. Okay. It's not a terrible price. It's a little expensive, but it's not terrible. But it works. Right. And it works for him and I. So we just keep him in the room, and as needed, we take it. So
nice.
Yeah. I think the big one for sure there is medicine is not a bad thing at all. At all. Okay. But anyway, let's see where we're at. This is a good one to end with. Okay. For someone listening who might be struggling right now, what's the message of encouragement you want them to hear?
If you are listening and you've been struggling with, like, depression or anxiety or just confused about a bunch of things, like, it does get better. You know, like, yes, your circumstances may be going against you right now and you feel like you're kind of like up against the wall and it can be kind of overwhelming. But I mean, if you do have a relationship with God, I do recommend to turn to Him if you aren't ready to turn to therapy just yet. Or if you have someone you can trust, do turn to them, because doing it alone, it hurts and it's hard. And sometimes we're not the best therapists for ourselves, you know, like we need someone to tell us, because if we try to tell ourselves, you know, like, what am I trying to say? If we try to tell ourselves, like, oh yeah, girl, you got it. But like, it's hard to convince yourself that you're trying to motivate yourself, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. Or like sometimes I need like my parents or like my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, can you just tell me you're proud of me? I need to hear it. And like something as simple as that, and it helps. You know, like mental health is okay. You're not weird if you realize you need help. Like, it's normal. Like, you don't have to make it a thing if you don't want to make it a thing, but always ask for help, no matter what it is. Even if you're nervous about going to a doctor's appointment, have someone go with you. Or like, you know, always try to find community in a sense too. So
I agree. I agree. And I would just say, God sees you right where you are.
yes.
He sees the good days. He sees the bad days. He sees the people that are choosing to maybe make things a little bit harder for you, or to, you know, pick on you. He sees them too. And don't worry about them, because vengeance is His and He'll handle them.
Right.
But I would just encourage you to keep being you. Take time to love on yourself. And like she said, don't be afraid to ask for help. And I've listed resources, and for some reason you can't find them, reach out. You're not alone.
Yep.
You're not the only one feeling the way you're feeling. You're not the only one navigating the spaces you're navigating. Someone either around you is either already went through it or going through it. So just keep that in mind as well. Is there anything else about mental health that we didn't touch on that you feel like is important?
Maybe like some good things that can happen, like if you do go to therapy and stuff like that, like some changes like maybe you've seen in people.
I know I can just speak for myself. I just feel like it's, I don't know, you walk around with like joy,
Right.
which I feel like joy is different from happiness. Joy is, no matter what happens, hey, like, I don't know, you just walk around with a little pep in your step, because it's like, I got coping skills for this.
Right, exactly.
Or, you know, and I'm gonna pray about it. Between my coping skills and me praying, we gonna be all right, no matter what it is. To be honest with you, I mean, the good times, you know, your joy is maybe a little bit higher, and on the bad times it may take a little bit of a hit. But I think joy, and you're just able to experience previous situations that may have triggered you. You're just, I guess, able to experience more.
Yeah.
Because you can walk into, like, for me, my issue, I think, and sometimes it comes up, but I just know how to deal with it. Social anxiety. Like, too many people for me, I'm tapped out. I'm ready to go.
Girl,
like,
same.
it's too much happening for me. My eyes are going, my neck is moving, trying to keep up with everybody in the room, and that just doesn't work.
Right.
But I've learned to, like, either prepare myself before going in. So a lot of times that's calm environments at home before, like, while getting dressed to go to a busy, like, you know, an event. So I kind of have balanced that out. Or I know, like, to step out and then go back in.
Yeah.
Or just tell myself, hey, breathe. You don't have to talk to all these people.
Right.
You're just here for an event. Speak to who you want to speak to, or, you know, who you feel comfortable with. That's one for sure. I don't think what else. I don't know anything else. What about you?
I've noticed I'm starting to like talk to a lot more people. Usually, like, I keep to like my family and like the two people I know, like at church. But I noticed I'm starting to like greet like random people, like, hey, like we're glad you're here, you know, like stuff like that. So I've noticed I'm like able to do that, because before I'm like, no, don't talk to nobody, like, you know, like you're getting out type of thing, you know, and like I'm able to talk about like past situations and past relationships without like cringing, or I'm able to do it without like the lump in my throat, you know, like. Ever since I found out about my test results, this was the first time I was able to talk about it without crying my eyes out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But there's a growth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so much growth.
Kudos for you. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm able to realize that, like how you're saying, like I'm able to face it without like freaking out about it, for lack of better words, you know. So, yeah, I've noticed that a lot in me, so.
Which, have you noticed, because I was thinking about it, like we were talking, I was like being able to now, like, do these things and have these experiences and navigate things, it actually does make you happier and you're more of yourself. Meaning, like, for instance, where before I may not want to go to an event because there's too many people, but me actually going to the event, and I get past the fact that there's too many people, I realize I actually like this event. Right. And I actually, like, learn something from it. So it's like once you actually I don't say get over, but push through or make it through whatever the situation is, on the other side, there's something there.
There is something there.
And you learn more about yourself. You realize, hey, I actually like this.
Right.
Or I've learned from it. Or, hey, you know, it could also be the fact that you may not like it.
Exactly, yeah.
And that is okay, too.
Yes, you're learning about yourself.
Yeah.
You learn about yourself whenever you go through therapy.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, no, like, I'm this, and this way because I was raised that way.
Yes.
But you, like, realize, like, oh, hey, wait. No, I was just raised that way. I'm not actually that.
Yeah. But I think that comes with that unpacking.
Yeah.
To have to realize, like, and I mentioned that I think I did a voiceover for some pictures from California, and I realized with being around my mom for those last couple of days in California, the reason I do a lot of stuff is because that's how I was taught. And some of it is not a bad thing. I was like, why do I feel like this has to be done like this? And why am I so adamant on it? And then I went home and I realized, you know, I spent 17, 18 years being taught this is how things need to be done. And that is why. Yeah. And then it gives you a chance to actually adjust and realize, okay, so do I want to continue this or do I not? I realized for us, like Christmas and holidays, don't get me wrong, they're a big deal. Right. But, you know, we pick and choose how, where, and if we even really want to make, you know, like Christmas with the whole Christmas tree and all that. Yeah. Like last year, this past year, we did not put up a Christmas tree or any of that. But what did we do for Christmas? Where were we at? I don't even remember Christmas, to be honest with you. But I know we didn't follow the traditional route. Because we chose that tradition to us is based on what we want. And we kind of go by what makes sense for us at that time. Yeah. So if we're traveling, no, we're not putting up a Christmas tree. We ain't going to be here anyway. Right. Waste of time. I'm not putting it up. Sorry.
Yeah. I know we did all like the hoopla and everything, like decorations and everything, and I ended up getting the flu for Christmas. Yeah. And we are big on Christmas, like family together, like all these things, especially with my grandma. You know, like she's getting a little bit older, so we're trying to make as many memories with her. Yeah. And everything. So, but I was like, oh man, like I'm sick. And like Christmas Eve is like our big thing. Like, Christmas Day, we keep to like who's in the house and like my brother and like his family and stuff. But like Christmas Eve, it's like cousins, tias,
like the whole shebang.
You know, like we open presents, you know, all the things. But we're usually host and we weren't able to because I was sick. And then Christmas Day, we just like stay in our pajamas like all day and stuff like that. I felt better Christmas Day, thankfully. Yeah. So it was really interesting to like not experience Christmas Eve as an adult. And my parents were like, yeah, we could kind of breathe a little bit, you know, that type of thing. It was weird for everybody, but I guess it was needed in a sense, you know. Yeah,
those were those moments where I'd be like, okay, Lord, did you slow us down for a reason that, like, obviously you did not want the flu. Sometimes I look at stuff like that when who gets sick and I be like, okay, Lord, are we trying to slow me down or what? Like, especially in moments like that where you're like, you know, your parents are like, whew, it was actually, you know, I miss the family, but this actually isn't that bad.
Right, yeah, it's like not that bad, you know. Yeah. Like, we didn't plan for it. We didn't plan to be by ourselves, but, you know, like it was fine. Yeah. You know, and like like for like New Year's, we went out of town one year, usually when we always host, and they're like, yeah, like it was different, but like we didn't have to host. So yeah, so like experiencing like new things and stuff like that. So
it's never a bad thing.
No.
I think that's also something when you start to learn coping skills, it's that being present, being flexible with the boundaries.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you're just navigating different spaces and you're like, hey, and being content.
Yeah.
And even, contentment, I think some people think contentment means settling. And to me, those are two different things.
Right.
Like you can be, not where you want to be, not at the job you want. And you can just be content and work hard in that job until, God opens the next door for you. And I think there's something powerful in that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not settling. So for those listening, settling and contentment, two different things.
Yeah. And I'm still learning how to set boundaries because I'm like, no, is that okay with you? Like type of thing, like I'm checking all the boundaries, but I'm like, I can't do that.
I think I'm the opposite. I'd say and I mean it. Don't ask me.
Right.
But I think I'm also, like I said earlier, I've been burnt by a lot of people, and and I've experienced burnout. So I'm just very my boundaries probably can be knocked down a little bit. But I let them down from time to time.
Yeah, I gotta put some up a little more.
Yeah.
Because I'd love serving people or like I love helping people, but like that also comes back to bite me sometimes because I care about people so much I forget about myself, or I let them in too much to where they like leave me hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had to learn think about a teacup on the saucer cup.
Yeah.
So I used to give people what was in the teacup.
Oh.
And I've had to learn that you don't give them what's in the teacup. The teacup is for you. You give them what's on the saucer.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Good.
I don't know where I got that from, but somewhere. And ever since then, I'm like, yeah. So that and obviously equates to making sure that you're pouring into yourself and doing things for you. Therapy, working out, meal prepping, school, diving deeper into work, whatever it is that fills your teacup. And once you really pour into you, eventually there's going to be some that overflows. And that overflow is what you give the people around you.
Exactly. Oh, that's so good.
Especially going into, I've realized, therapy and really serving others and getting so much of their story. And you just got to be able to you got to have that overflow.
Oh, yeah.
Because if not, pew.
That'll be hard, yeah. And one thing I kind of motivated myself really was through everything was you can't, physically cannot pour from an empty cup, and spiritually you can't either. So always got to fill it.
And obviously, I think filling the cup, we can list you a bunch of things you can do, but they're obviously different by person. What fills me may not fill you, and vice versa.
Right.
So learning, what actually kind of goes back to that self-care we talked about at the beginning, but what works for you. The press-on nails may not be your thing. Go to the nail shop and get them people $200.
Yeah.
And hopefully your nails is not crooked.
Yes.
But whatever works for you, do that. And if that's, taking yourself on a date or going on a date with your husband or someone, do that.
Yeah.
But part of that is also sitting in it to realize what it is that does fill you.
Oh, yeah.
And trying different things.
Yeah, trying different things, yeah. Because if you try one thing and you're like, oh, this isn't for me, you give up on everything, that's not it either.
Nope.
You got to be willing to try different things, too.
And then also, I think different seasons in life, your self-care or pouring into yourself may look different.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yeah, because when I was littler, self-care, quote unquote, was me watching my favorite show with eating my favorite snack.
Hey.
Hey. And self-care now is all the lights off. I just have my eyes closed and I'm taking some deep breaths,
Yeah. So realizing that, those things outgrow and you may need to make an adjustment. But dang, that was good.
Good.
I'm like, I might have to make a social media post about that cup thing. I always forget that, but that's what I tell myself mentally. And I find myself now, since experiencing burnout, a little bit more self-aware.
Right.
Which has come obviously from therapy, but to know hey, I'm a little bit tired today.
Yeah.
And I also, like, not that I'm, like, a flaky person, but if I'm not feeling well, or if I'm not feeling well physically, or I'm not feeling well emotionally, or, like, mentally, I would tell you I'm not coming somewhere.
Right, yeah, and it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, a lot of people say, like, yeah, mental health is, yeah, like, let's focus on it until it affects the plans you made with that person, or until it affects this or that. So, like, you have to, if you're supporting the mental health, you have to support all of it. If that includes, like, say, hey, I'm not feeling it, like, not here today, like, I'm gonna have to cancel, you know, and having to be okay with that, so.
Because we definitely were thinking about going to go see a certain family member in California, and the thought of that person's name was just not... I was like, I don't have time for the drama, the extra, anything in between. So I was like, nah, it's all right.
Yeah.
And then once we moved past that and went to do something else, it was like I forgot about that person and forgot about that plans, and the whole mood for everyone in the car switched. So it was like, why are we forcing something that's not?
Right.
Nah, we all have the same shift change. Energy just changed.
Yeah.
So why are we doing that?
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I'm only here for this many days and this many nights. I ain't got time. Which is why I said sometimes my boundaries will maybe too high. Like, I wasn't even trying to navigate that. I was like, no.
Yeah, and like going back to sitting in it, like, yes, sit in it, feel it, but don't stay stuck there.
Oh, good point. Yeah. That's for sure. Which is why your village comes in handy. Your friends come in handy. Therapy comes in handy. Praying comes in handy. Opening up your Bible. I feel like sometimes there's times where obviously I'm thankful to have a Bible app on my phone. It is very convenient. Do not get me wrong. But I feel like there's some times where I need to actually, like, feel the pages of my Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some of those, like, just harder days or different seasons you're trying to navigate, you may actually have to, you know, get the Bible plan on your Bible, but go open your actual, like, physical Bible and make, you know, a different effort there.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know why, but that always makes a difference for me.
Oh, yeah. And, like, just today at, like, the women's, like, Bible study that I was at, I had my Bible open to, like, a random page, and it was words in red, but it was Jesus talking to a widow or someone who had just lost her son. I kind of read the passage, but, like, the last words were in red, and it said, don't cry. And I, like, took that. I was like, okay, God, I see you, because I had literally been crying the entire Bible study, and I was just, like, sitting there, like, trying to, you know, take deep breaths. And I read the passage, and literally the last words of the paragraph were in red, and it said, don't cry.
Yeah.
So
this is just part of your journey. I don't know why. We never know why until it's time to put that puzzle piece in play. I feel like then we can kind of figure out why, what, and who, and how, and why God, you know, had that happen. But a lot of times, you know, we don't know until it's like, wait, I don't know. There's some things that I'll be like, oh, well, this happened like this. Oh, and I'm in the moment now. Like, even with me. So we started a nonprofit, and I had to lead a board meeting about a month ago. And I was like, I would have never known how to lead a board meeting if I didn't spend all that time about a year and a half ago sitting in all these different board meetings. And I think at one point I was serving on like 4 different boards.
yeah.
So, and I got to see it and experience it. So now when it came time for me to lead one, you know, I had the board members were like, oh, that was the best board meeting ever. Well, I've seen what worked and what didn't work.
Right.
And, you know, thanks to God, I was ready.
Yes, yeah.
And did I understand it at the time why I was doing it? I was like, what is happening? I'm overwhelmed. And but anyway.
But it worked out.
It did. Yeah. But all things will work out for the good. Is that right?
Yes. It's something like that. Because I tell myself that, like, all things work out for, not for the greater good, or like for something.
One of those, for the good. All things work out for the good. Now, I don't know. But it's for...
It's something like that.
That is hilarious. I cannot. Okay.
The Cliff Elations version.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so is there anything else?
Not that I can think of. Just, you know, mental health is great.
Yeah.
That's why we're in it. And, you know, you're not weird if you need help.
No, you're not at all. Not at all. You're not weird. You're also not crazy.
Yeah. And you're loved beyond measure.
That part. Then also, you know, taking the courage to ask for help is almost like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, something else I do want to touch on. If you try therapy and that therapist does not work out for you, please just go find another one.
Yes.
Because... So I tried a therapist once, and I sat on her couch. Kid you not. It was in person. This is before I got to the one that was on my phone. The lady told me, it seemed like you have it all under control and all right, so why are you here? I was like, what? Ma'am, just because I'm able to articulate what I'm feeling does not mean that I have it all together.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I did therapy and cried, and I was like, yeah, lady was wrong. So, needless to say, if you get into therapy and you and your therapist do not vibe, just find another one.
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell that lady nothing, or that man, whoever you get, just don't answer their calls no more. Move on to the next one. Cancel your appointment, though, so you don't get a no-show.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
But
yeah, it's okay to, like, find the right one until it fits.
Yes.
You can hop around, move around. What's the word?
That.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's definitely not a one... What is it? A one-shoe fit? One... I think we need to end this. That.
Yeah. I was like, I think that's what it is.
I'm like, you definitely have to find the one that works for you.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind as well. Okay. Is there anything else?
Nope. It's been great.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. And I will end with this. If no one's told you today that you are loved, let me be the first one to tell you. You're loved. You're needed. You're wanted. You are seen, if not by the people around you, but for sure by God.
Amen.
And like I said before, if you listen to this and you're like, hey, I need some help. I might not be the person to help you, but I will get you to where you need to be.
Yes.
So that way you can grow, be sifted, and take things to a new level. All right, peace out. Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Standing in Your Truth with Yanni. And if no one told you today, you are loved, you are beautiful, you are needed, and you matter. Be sure to follow on Facebook at Standing in Your Truth Podcast with Yanni. Also on Instagram, Talks with Yanni.